peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings. This is Naseed Gifted coming to you live from the Futures Black podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you tuning in this week. This week we have a super exciting episode. And this is episode 14, where we're talking about embracing the future, celebrating Black creativity and tech innovation at ByteCon Week. So we're going to look at the highlights from ByteCon Week. We've been talking about this for the last few weeks. Thank you all for tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from, man. So we had a really exciting week. Had the opportunity to film live from Miami with regards to ByteCon Week and all of the things that happened. I want to show some highlights. I want to go behind the scenes on a few of the things. And we're just going to reflect on the greatness that was happening, throughout the entire week. So I thank you all for tuning in, man. This is a blessing. And when we talk about ByteCon, we talk about Black innovation, technology, in entertainment. And it was a whole con. It was a whole week. It was a whole 8 days of celebrating Black creativity and innovation. So, hey man, I'm super excited. I'm ready to kind of get you right into the stuff that we're doing, and looking forward to the greatness that's been happening, with regards to this particular space. So we're going to showcase a number of things that's going on, but when we talk about live from Miami, I want to kind of get you in tune and touch and everything that's going on, within this particular space. So I want to kind of tap in and, hey, tune in, guys. Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm going to show you the highlights, and then we're going to reflect on it a little later. All right, here we go. Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Naseed Gifted coming to you live from the Futures Black podcast. This week, we are super excited. We have the founders of ByteCon Week, which we are excited to be a part of. We're talking about Black innovation, technology, and entertainment, and all of the events that we're going to be doing throughout this entire week down here in Miami, Florida.
Okay, so we are recording live from the Center for Black Innovation here in Overtown, Miami. For those of you all who are not from Miami, Overtown is a historic, part of Miami downtown as it relates to Black history. You can think about our greats, Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Josephine Baker. And when they would come down here to Miami and they would perform or they would have their big speeches, they were not allowed to stay in Miami Beach. And so where they would stay would be here in historic Overtown, Miami. As things became integrated, Overtown unfortunately became, as we've seen in all cities across the United States that are predominantly Black, just became depressed cities, right? With drugs, et cetera, et cetera. But now we're seeing a beautiful revitalization of Overtown, where people here in Overtown, our Black community, is really coming together and ensuring that our history is not being lost. And so for us to be here is so central, so important to the work that we believe in at ByteCon, Black's Innovation, Technology, and Entertainment. So I'm excited to talk to my partner right here, Temante, about why did you start the conference in the first place?
Yes, I felt the need, it was imperative to start ByteCon because I wanted to make sure that no one in our community gets left behind when it comes to these emerging technologies that are really moving at the pace of light, the speed of light, I should say. It's really important that our community is up on the latest and greatest when it comes to these technology trends, so they're able to be competitive, in the workplace, in their careers, and also able to, use what they learn at ByteCon and at the conference immediately in order to, to improve and do better work-wise, career-wise. There's a lot of ways that technologies can be leveraged where the community's just not aware of, especially when we're talking about technologies like artificial intelligence, which is, all over the place now. And so we really just want to bring the education to our community, bring the speakers, bring the immersive experiences, put the technology in people's hands so they have the opportunity to experience it, and we're making it accessible as well to all audiences, especially those from underrepresented communities. So that's the essence behind ByteCon. We want to make sure nobody's getting left behind as these technologies are moving at such a rapid pace.
And as we say, we love for ByteCon to be accessible. We want to make sure that the tech ecosystem is accessible and inclusive for all. We want to try to bring 1 million women and BIPOC professionals into the tech ecosystem.
Yeah.
So, and we have a very aggressive timeline, 5 years. So Temante, he started the ByteCon conference 3 years ago. Last year, he was like, Kwamara, can you be my right hand while we build out the foundation? So not only did we start as a conference, but now we're a nonprofit foundational organization. And he probably didn't know what he was doing when he brought me on, and we did a 2-day conference, and now we're 8 days, week of activation here, especially here in Overtown for Overtown Day. So talk to me a little bit about how our partnership was formed and how we approached that.
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to do more than just have a conference, one time during the year. I wanted to impact my community on an ongoing basis. And so I figured the best way to do that is to create a nonprofit organization for ByteCon. And, of course, we have our annual conference, which we'll continue to have. But our main focus on the nonprofit side is to impact 1 million BIPOC and women technologists from underrepresented and underserved communities. 5 years, but if it takes longer, that's fine. We're like I said, we're trying to impact that 1 million pipeline. So we do that through a number of different ways through the foundation. We focus on workforce development programming, education, thought leadership, and we create strategic partnerships with organizations like 4 Geeks Academy, who we're partnered to provide partial and full bootcamp scholarships to reduce the cost of untraditional education, so to speak. And the work is it's a lot of work. I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I knew I needed to have a strong team to really push the mission forward. Kwamara is someone who I was familiar with for several years, and she's entered into the Miami tech ecosystem. Familiar with her pedigree, familiar with her work, through all the incredible work that she was doing prior to us partnering. She's really humble, but she has other things she does outside of ByteCon. With I'm a Black woman, yes I matter. With her tech talk LLC company as well. She's got a co-work space as well that she's opened up in Hollywood, where we're taking new members for that. And then of course we have our work with ByteCon as well. So I was really honored to partner with Kwamara. I knew I was making the right decision, and really every day that passes just further reinforces that we're a great team. We great minds think alike, so to speak. So we really are just kind of a match made in heaven, so to speak. And so that's kind of how it came about. And we've been rocking together ever since. And I don't know what I would do without her. She's definitely my right hand, and she's the what really makes the engine go. So yeah.
I mean, and I would say some people always ask us, like, how do we do this? We talk all the time. Communication is so key to the success of our partnership. I mean, we're talking in the morning, we're talking in the evening, we're texting throughout the day. We're like, hey, did you see this email? Did you do this? And like, everything is just really respectful. Even in times where we might have frustrations with each other, it's always out of love, right? And we never raise our voices. We never have just such disagreements where we're disrespectful to one another. No. Even if we have to have sometimes a meeting of the minds, which happens, when you have relationships and you have growing pains. Those are the kinds of things that you go to and with. But it's a matter of having mutual respect, love, and understanding for each other, and also understanding that the foundation that we're building is so much bigger. Yeah. The movement. The ByteCon movement, ByteCon Week, is part of a larger movement that we're trying to be. It's so much bigger than us. Absolutely. We have to keep our egos to the side and really think about what it is that we're trying to do for our people and for our community. So along those lines, you talked about strategic partnership. This is another also strategic partnership that we put together with KHEM FEST and P.B.Media. So I'm going to swing back. So as Temante mentioned, I'm new to the Miami scene, relatively so. I've been here 3.5 years, but I'm originally born in New York and then really made my home in New Jersey. Was a former Newark Public School educator, which is how I know my brother right here, Naseed, gifted. We've known each other almost 20 years now at this point in time. He has seen some growth. We have seen each other go through different things. I have seen the idea originate of your comic books and of KHEM FEST and all the things that you've been doing for our community and for students. And when y'all called me, when you and Dilettante called me and said, hey, it's our 10th anniversary and we want to bring it to Miami, what can we do? And I said, first of all, you are honoring me to ask me what I can do to help you, something that's your baby that you've created. And then I said, Temante, I've got an idea. Let's partner together. And from there was our partnership. And then from there, BICON Week was born. So I would love to hear a little bit more about like how that's felt, how you started all those creations, your work with Dilettante, who you've known obviously for a long time, and then how you guys brought me into the fold, and then just how this is all kind of developed when you're talking about collaboration. And the reason I want to bring this up so much about partnership is especially in the Black community, we sometimes have a crabs in a barrel mentality. We sometimes are very divisive. We sometimes believe that we have to be in competition with one another. But when we are come together and we are in collaboration, look at the amazing things that are already happening. This BICON Week is a testimony and a testament to what it means when you can create strong collaborations and strong partnerships. You put your egos aside and say, we got love for each other as a community, and what can we do to put our community together?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the things that really attracted me to, yourself and Temante was the mission, right? So the mission for BICON aligned perfectly with what KHEM FEST represented. So KHEM FEST was a celebration of Black animation, gaming, and comic book creators. We set forth on this mission almost 10 years ago, and it all started based on the journey. We started our graphic novel series, P.B.Soldier, which expanded to Jazen, the Rose that grew from the concrete, traveling the country, going to these different Black comic conventions, the larger conventions and everything, and saw that there was a need for the Black and brown community, where we saw that there was an excitement and a passion for comics, animation, and gaming, but we were always on the consumer side. So to be able to change that paradigm where we are less than 5% in the STEM fields, I graduated with an electrical engineering degree, transitioned into education. So I knew the numbers and how do we change that paradigm, right? So we had to be very intentional. So one of the things that we wanted to do, because, growing up in the Black and brown communities, you don't grow up next to computer programmers, engineers, and all of these individuals who are making really, opportunities for themselves with that. So traveling the country, going around, going to these different conventions, I said, look, we need to do something home in Newark for the Black and brown community there, because they need that exposure. And because we wanted to give them that exposure, to help, elevate that next generation of creators and innovators, right? So that was that. So we've been doing that with the last 9 years. But around year 8, I was like, man, we're coming up to the 10th annual or the 10th anniversary. We need to do something really big to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So I'm talking to my partner Dilettante, Jay Bass, who is also the co-host here for the Phocused Black podcast. And he said, look, let me call Kwamara. They're doing some exciting things down in Miami, and let's see what we can do, right? It was one phone call, and Kwamara was like, look, we're doing BICON conference, which is generally Thursday and Friday. And KHEM FEST is generally Saturday and Sunday. So we was like, okay, let's do Saturday and Sunday for KHEM FEST, BICON for Thursday and Friday. Then Kwamara went to, I don't know, some other room or whatever the case may be. We got on another call and she said, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a whole week of events. We're gonna do a whole week. So now BICON Week was born. And I was like, okay, all right, we got BICON Week. Let's make it happen. We started getting on these phone calls. We started spitballing ideas and everything. So I was like, you know what? I've seen this thing the Tesla Light Show. I know we've done the Wakanda Ball. Like, we've done all of these things separately. So I was like, let's integrate all of this into what we're doing with the ByteCon conference, the ByteCon week, and the KHEM Fest, 10th anniversary. So that's where we got the Phocused Black Tesla Light Show, the Wakanda Ball, the conference, the Overtown Day, like all of these different activations that's going on. That's super, super phenomenal. That taps right into the audience to be able to show how dope we are as a people. Because I always see us as being able to make history each and every day. So, but we got to show how dope technology is, how we are able to innovate, and we are the creators of the world, right? So we got to be able to tap back into that, because as you know, that history is his story, and who's telling that story depends on how you are able to perceive that history, right? And we need to be able to tell our own narrative, and that's where the whole AfroFuturism piece comes in, where we're able to tap in and be able to tell our own stories and be able to tap into that creativity that we all have, and being able to not just be consumers in all of these markets, but being able to be creators and innovators within these spaces.
Awesome. So you mentioned and touched upon ByteCon week. So Temante, do you want to tell us the rundown? You want to start from what we started on Sunday with the golf, and then where we're going to end Sunday at the Citadel. So take us through it.
Correct me if I think I got everything, man. So we started off with a golf competition, friendly competition at Miami Shores Country Club on Sunday. Yesterday we had our happy hour at the Gabriel Hotel, which was great. We had a signature drinks for ByteCon. If you missed it, you missed out.
Totally.
Today, we are having Overtown Day, starting here at the Center for Black Innovation. Then we're gonna tour some historic Black-owned establishments. You want to name some of the establishments?
Yeah, absolutely. So right outside, we have this beautiful community garden where we can pick some okra and some greens, and Dr. Dunn will take us through. He's a local historian who will take us through the community garden. We've got the Hampton Art Lovers House, another historical building. We've got the D.A. Dorsey House, another historical building, which is showcasing different Black artists and Black art galleries. And then we get to go to Little Greenhouse, where we're going to be having some great soul food from 2 to 4. And then we're going to walk over and take a tour of Girl Power Rocks, which is a nonprofit organization whose mission it is to empower and uplift young women, especially young Black women, oftentimes who are in unsafe housing, who might be in foster care, who might have gone through the juvenile justice system, and they just really need people to love on them and to figure out their self-love, and for people to say that you are a worthy being. So Girl Power Rocks are awesome. And then we're going to end this evening with our partnership at Tech Tuesdays at Red Rooster, in partnership with the Source, which is another great collaboration talking about breaking down the narrative that there are divisiveness even within the Miami Black tech ecosystem. And in fact, in the Miami Black tech ecosystem, we can collaborate. We can have these moments together. So come meet us at Tech Tuesdays. If you can't meet us tonight, just continue to meet us at Tech Tuesdays at Red Rooster. And then I'll let you swing back to Wednesday.
And for tonight, Kwamara and myself, we will be talking about corporate accountability. And so, I have me being the lead at Blacks at Microsoft, our employee resource group here for South Florida, and also the work that we do at ByteCon. I definitely have some things that I'll be speaking about on that topic this evening. So definitely hope to see you there. Tomorrow, we're going to have our kickoff party at the Cave in North Miami. We're going to have our party is going to be hosted by DJ Lucky C from 99 Jams. He'll be providing the tunes for the evening for that. And on Thursday and Friday, both days, all day, we'll have ByteCon conference at Miami-Dade College Idea Center downtown. We have over 60 speakers. We're going to have breakout sessions, fireside chats, panels, keynotes. We're going to have immersive experiences. There's going to be something for everybody at ByteCon. You're definitely guaranteed to learn. We've got over about 25 speakers from Microsoft and other companies as well. So you definitely don't want to miss out. After the conference on Friday, we will be kicking off
Well, before you go to Friday, let's Thursday.
On Thursday, excuse me. That's right. On
Yeah,
Thursday,
we've got so much going on,
so
y'all.
much going on. So after the conference on Thursday, we will be having our Founders Live pitch competition event in Wynwood at P.B.Soldier in partnership with the Miami-Dade Chambers and P.B.Soldier. We'll also have networking time during that event as well, where we'll have a DJ and give you all opportunity to enjoy some tunes and network with everyone. The following day on Friday, we'll have the conference again, day 2, and then after the conference, we will kick off. We'll have a happy hour, a joint happy hour hosted by Blacks at Microsoft and ByteCon, and then after that happy hour, we're going to be kicking off KHEM FEST with our Wakanda Ball and a party at the Urban, which we'll also have a DJ for. And then
let's have Naseed talk about Friday and Saturday.
Talk about Friday and Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, so on Friday after the happy hour, we're going to pretty much open the gateways for the 10th anniversary of KHEM Fest with the Wakanda Ball, and during the Wakanda Ball. So this is where just when we talk about Afrofuturism at its finest, this is where people are going to be immersed as if they are walking into the future place of Wakanda. Everyone's going to be dressed for the part. And during the Wakanda Ball, we're going to actually have the Phocused Black Tesla light show, where we're going to have a nice performance featuring the Tesla cars. But also you get an opportunity to test drive a Tesla if you haven't had the opportunity to do that. And that's all talking about the innovation. And then we get into Saturday, which is going to be the 10th anniversary of KHEM Fest and KHEM Animation Film Festival, where we're going to feature about 12 films, 12 animated short films. We're going to have a number of speakers, and we have the KHEM Fest Marketplace, a number of activations that's going on. So we're super, super excited about that, to be able to celebrate and then be able to showcase not just taking your passion for gaming and animation and comic creation, but turning that into an opportunity that can be very lucrative for you in the future.
Awesome.
And then that handing it back over to Sunday.
Sunday we will finally close out ByteCon week after the 8th day with a brunch at the Citadel Hotel. So please join us.
It's a rooftop.
It's a rooftop, excuse me, Citadel rooftop venue. So please join us for that on Sunday as we close out. But hopefully, all of the different things we mentioned, you'll be able to partake and join. And this is the first annual, but we will be doing this on an annual basis. So the goal is to get bigger and better each year. So if you missed out on this year, we'll see you next year. But hopefully you can join us for this year as well.
And I wanted to say we were really, and when it came to ByteCon week, we were extremely intentional around the partnerships that we came up with the venues that we decided to go to, the parts of the city that we were into. When we're talking about accessibility and inclusivity, oftentimes, these conferences are like in Miami Beach or in places that it's hard for folks who look like you and I to get to. They might not have transportation to get there. Public transportation is not great in the city of Miami. And so we were really intentional about bringing these opportunities to our community. So that's why we're in Overtown. That's why we're in North Miami. That's why we're going all over Miami-Dade County, Little Haiti, Little River. So we've been really intentional, and as we continue to grow, we're going to do this across South Florida, hopefully across the country. And I think ultimately we all agree that across the globe and across the African diaspora, right? We're African and Caribbean diaspora. We're definitely going to be there. ByteCon week, really celebrating. To me, this is a celebration of our excellence, of our culture, of us at our best and at our finest.
Innovation.
In our innovation.
Black innovation and creativity. That was our tagline.
That's right. And then I guess our other tagline is, "Don't just meet me there.
Beat me there."
Beat me there.
Beat me there.
Courtesy of our partner, Reggie.
Yes.
But no, seriously, so we've been really intentional about making sure that our dollars stay within our community. I don't know if you guys know these statistics, but The statistic is that every other community keeps a dollar circulating for a number of times. In the Black community, we don't even get it to circulate one time. But we're changing that. That's another innovation that we are changing. We are circulating our dollars within ByteCon Week. ByteCon Week itself is its own economy, and its own ecosystem as we continue to put our dollars, put our resources, continue to help people build, network, get brand awareness. So again, we want to thank the Center for Black Innovation. ByteCon is also a nonprofit organization. Please go to our website, bytecon.org, and donate because we thrive off of you guys thriving on us. So right now, this has been a labor of love. You know, ain't nobody making money off of us doing this work right now. So, you know, any little bit of money helps, donations in kind and donations and resources. We really appreciate that. But we are here with a live studio audience. Does anyone in the audience have questions for us?
So you guys decided, first of all, this is amazing what y'all doing.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
Wondering how you guys decided to join forces.
Yeah, so and kind of a chain reaction, so to speak.
Yeah, just so everyone can hear the question.
Yeah.
You know, since you have a mic.
So how did we come together? How did we decide to join forces? Very organically, I'll say, very organically as a result of our prior existing, you know, relationships that we had with each other. I'll say, you know, I knew I couldn't do this work alone. I knew I needed to build a solid team. And what better person to have a strong Black woman on your team supporting you, you know, as your right hand. So for me, it wasn't, you know, it's just an organic decision. It was probably one of the best decisions that I've made. Once we came together and started doing the work, we aligned with. I'll let you pick up from there, from as far as, you know, how we aligned with Naseed.
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of spoke to it already.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all go back to 20 years.
Yeah.
You've been doing what you've been doing for 10 years. So when she shared with me, you know, about, you know, I saw some pictures from the Wakanda ball. I saw the Instagram page, and I was like, man, you know, I was very impressed with, you know, the track record and just as you said, you know, the work that you are doing aligned with the stuff that we were doing at ByteCon. So it was a great, you know, match.
Yeah, I think it was a perfect marriage. Yeah. Thank you, Kwamara, for the connection because you know, like you're the conduit, you know, you're the plug, as I always tell you, you know, for making this all work and happen. But I always look at the synergy as well as, you know, we get into the quantum principles of emoji, right? So the unity aspect of it, and then being able to come together for a common purpose, because we have the same purpose, right? With regards to what we're looking to do and what our outcomes are. And our outcomes are to change the lives of these Black and browns and individuals within our community, you know, locally and globally, you know, because in our urban environments and everything, we don't grow up next to these individuals and everything. We don't have the privilege of seeing certain things, so the exposure is key, you know, for our young people to be able to see, you know, what that next level could be.
Gotta see it to be it.
Yeah, once they see it, they get into that life and then they thrive. They thrive in those different aspects. So the best way to prevent, you know, when we talk about crime and violence and everything, is be very intentional of showing young people of what life could look like. You know, giving them options, you know, because they don't see enough of the other stuff in order for them to impact their lives positively. So that was one of the things that I saw, and I felt the energy from the first call that we had, and 100-something calls. You know, we're still here, we're still rocking and rolling, man. And you know, now ByteCon Week is upon us, and I'm super excited and ecstatic. And then just being able to collaborate with a number of people, you know, especially the individuals that's in the audience, the behind the scenes people. So, you know, shout out to them who makes this all work.
Absolutely. Any other questions from the audience?
Yes, we got one in the back there.
I want to know how can the community or students get involved during BITECON week? Do you guys have any volunteer opportunities or any pitch competitions during this week?
Yes, yeah. So please, number one, Thursdays, take your child to work day. Please bring your children to work on Thursday. Mine will be there. You know, that's
So
one
they
way
can come
that
to
they
the
can get
conference on
involved.
Thursday.
Yeah, that was a
Eventually.
really big thing for me growing up. So let's take advantage of that. Also, we do have, you know, family and children can come to our KHEM Fest that we have this weekend. We also have, you know, you can bring them out today. We need and have volunteer opportunities as well at the conference. If you want to, if you're interested in helping out there, just send an email to info@bite-con.org. Again, that's info@bite-con.org if you're interested in helping or volunteering with us.
And that's BITE.
That is, yeah. So info@bite-con.org. All right, bite-con.org. If you are interested in volunteering, if you just have any questions in general of how students can get involved. But definitely bring your child to work on Thursday and bring them out to KHEM Fest on Saturday, which is going to be at the KHEM campus at Miami-Dade College all day.
And then just to answer the question about the pitch competition, we do have a pitch competition Thursday at P.B.Soldier. That is our resident partner. I also run the Founders Live Miami program. So what that is we have 5 businesses who get to pitch and the audience decides. The winner will get a small cash prize, and then they'll get a membership into Founders Live, which is a global entrepreneurial resource group. On top of that, they will also get introductions to my personal VC network, which is very strong. And so actually one of the things I'll be talking about at Tech Tuesday today is the launch of my fund, which is called Your Family and Friends Fund. So definitely check that out. That's another solution that we're coming up with in order to ensure that our dollars stay within ourselves and that we build ourselves up together. So absolutely come to the pitch competition. You can come to any event and say, I want to volunteer. And if it's an evening event, you just have to be over 21 because we are serving liquor. Those are like over 21 establishments. But during the day, you can come to Miami-Dade College, IDA Center, Miami-Dade College, Carrie Meek Entrepreneurial Center, and just say like, I want to be involved. I want to volunteer, and we welcome the help. So thank you. Awesome.
Can you talk a little bit about the hackathon that you guys put together? Because I'm interested in that.
That's a great question. It's the hackathon. So we the question is about our hackathon, our Dream Cities hackathon for BITECON week. What we did, we were really intentional about the hackathon and working with students on the hackathon and having them use their creativity and brain power, right, to hack away and solve a problem. It's themed on them imagining a city and then creating the city in the metaverse as a dream city, which is why it's called the Dream Cities Hackathon. So they're able to actually kind of bring it to reality. And then not only that, it is actually a place that they can go, right, in the metaverse to do whatever that they would want to do. If they want to kind of meet or have an event, whatever. Is kind of the broad idea of it. We partner with 2 organizations, 2 nonprofit organizations, one in Miami-Dade County, one in Broward County, with their students to participate. So for Miami-Dade, we partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Miami, CEOs Gail Nelson, and with in Broward County, we partner with the Crockett Foundation, with Courtney Cambobi, who runs that. And so they are spending this week ideating and working on their dream city. We probably won't announce the winners until after the conference, just because of some other things, but that's what they're working on though. And moving forward, we'll try to open it up and bring the community into it as well. And hopefully the community will at least be able to see their work showcased at the conference. So, yeah.
Why did you guys choose for your party? Is there a connection as to the future?
Well, I mean, I wanted to tackle on one thing because there was a key element within the ByteCon week that we didn't touch upon. We actually have an immersive, experience that's virtual.
That's true.
So we can talk about the global impact, right? So we actually have, shout out to Bernard Key,
Yep.
who created, who's the creator of STEM City, but he actually created a ByteCon week experience, which is totally virtual, that's totally online, that's going to be a part of that. And then we also have a mutual friend of ours who's going to be doing a virtual DJ session, DJ Hard,
Twitch DJ session. Yeah.
So we don't want to exclude it. We have so many things going on that we want to just kind of make sure that we touch upon that. But as far as the ByteCon, it's in the word: Black innovation, technology, and entertainment, which includes all of the things and all of the elements that we're looking at for this entire week. And being that we are super, super intentional with regards to the collaborations, the venues, and then exposure. So the exposure piece is key to that, because we need our communities to be able to, not only experience this, but also see themselves within the seat. They need to see themselves sitting where we are, and being our replacement. So how do we coach up? How do we prepare that next generation of creators and innovators? We have to first educate them first, or at least let them know that these things are possible,
Mm-hmm.
and then put them on a pathway to be able to do this. So now, they say your net worth is determined by your network, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being able to put them in a network where they can increase their net worth is something that we're doing here intentionally with ByteCon Week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to the Futures Black podcast, where we talk about Afrofuturism and tech talk. Hey man, we just explored ByteCon Week with our guests, Kwamara Thompson and Temante, who are the founders of ByteCon Week. And I want to just kind of close with this quote: "The best way to predict the future is to create it." And with that, create your own futures. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Okay. So we're back in. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stop sharing. Here we go. All right. So thank you for all tuning in. That was just a sample of what when we was going live from ByteCon Week. As you can see, co-host Dilettante J. Bass is in the building. And he wasn't there when we were doing a live from Miami, but he was definitely a part of the festivities. So if you like what you saw, I just wanted to show some highlights and everything from what we were doing there at ByteCon Week. And then we're going to reflect, and we got a special world premiere that we want to show you guys from the KHEM Animation Film Festival, or KHEM Fest, the 10th anniversary, where we premiered P.B.Soldier Blacklisted, a clip from P.B.Soldier Blacklisted, which will be fully developed in the fall. So we wanted to kind of show that. But here go a quick clip of some of the highlights from the week. I mean, we had a phenomenal time, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right, here we go. Yeah, man. So I mean, that's just like I said, once again, a clip of some of the great things that was going on, during the week and everything. And Dilettante, I mean, as we reflect upon, what was going on there, man. What was the vibe? What was the feelings? We definitely see what we could do next year in areas of improvement. But like what was the vibe that you was getting, while we was out there, brother?
It was a good family vibe, Plus the sun was shining, so it made a big impact. You're in Miami, and it's like you see a big difference. You see things moving, people making things happen out there.
Yeah.
Like you really, really meet some powerful people that's really doing big things, and they're open to share their resources. So it was a good vibe. We had a lot of fun, met new people, experienced new things. Everywhere we turned, there was something happening.
Yeah. Every day, we were going from sun up to sundown, or beyond sundown, because we were pretty much going from like 9 to 9 to almost 12 and 12 midnight every night. We had something in the morning, we had something in the afternoon, and the evening. One of the things that like when we had at the BiteCon conference, if you saw in the clip, we actually had a barber, we had a masseuse, on board. So, just to kind of take the stress relief off of the individuals who are actually participating, because we were definitely going hard each and every day, so that was one of the things. As far as the highlights, the celebration at the Urban, when we kicked off the actual Wakanda Ball was really, really phenomenal, man. One of the young people, the commissioner's nephew from Miami-Dade County, got drafted to the NFL. So there was like a celebration for that. You had Roland Martin. You had a number of other individuals that was in the building.
Willis.
Yeah, Fannie Willis. You even had Trump protesters outside the joint because Fannie Willis was in the building, So that's that was like something that was going on. It was kind of a little separate from what we were doing. And then we had the Tesla light show in the back. We were giving out test drives for Tesla. So it was just like a whole, plethora of activities that was going on throughout the week, man. It was so invigorating and everything that I expended a lot of energy. But that Monday, bro, I was so beat. I was so tired. I had to sleep. It was the first time I actually left work and went straight to bed. That's what I did. I left work and went straight to bed, man. I had to take about 24 hours just to recoup and get right and ready, to be able to conquer the day, with that. And just reflecting upon it, this is something that we need all of you to be a part of. We want to be able to give you this information. We want to expose you and your family to these opportunities that's going on. We're going to do it again, of course, in April, but also, because backed by popular demand, because New Jersey is calling, Newark is calling for it, we're going to do the KHEM Animation Film Festival in September 28th. Here in Newark, New Jersey, at the Heritage Hall in the Haynes building. So that is where we're going to have our KHEM Animation Film Festival, where you can actually be a part of this, as we are still celebrating the 10th anniversary of KHEM Fest, man. It's been 10 long years. And we just having the opportunity to be able to empower the community and celebrate this Black animation, gaming, and comic book creators, man, which is super, super dope and phenomenal. That just having the opportunity to be able to do that. So, there's a number of things that's going on. Next week, we're going to tap into a few things, but we're going to run it back, right? We're going to do a replay of the KHEM Animation Film Festival right here on the Futures Black podcast. So we need you to tune in. We're going to actually have 14 films that we're going to showcase. So make sure that you catch it when we show it, because when you get the rebroadcast, those films will not be included. So those films will not, just before copyright issues and everything, we'll not make sure that we will include that in the rebroadcast. If you catch it live, you catch it live, but it won't be a part of the rebroadcast. we see a number of people in the audience. If you have comments, you have anything that you need to say, please put that in the chat. But, you know, without further ado, we want to do the world premiere of a few things. Shout out to Ron Scott. Shout out to Khadija, who's been working in the background, finishing up the Blacklisted, P.B.Soldier Blacklisted film, short film that's actually be coming out in the fall. So we're super excited about that, man. And we ready, we pushing forward, we making things happen. So without further ado, we're going to do the world premiere of the Phocused Black Star Media new intro. So we got a new intro, y'all. We dope. Like we gonna be pushing this. Produced by Ron Scott. You know, we always got to get more professional. We got to get sharper. Each and every time we do something.
His motorcycle.
Yeah, he probably on a motorcycle, so he probably not seeing this at the moment. But and then we got a clip from Blacklisted, starring a number of people. One, Tobias Trevelyan, who is the leading role of P.B.Soldier. We got George Charlemagne, Davion Bussey, H.B. Gibson, and a number of other individuals who are going to be voicing the characters, within this. And we're looking for this to be an animated series that's going to be streaming somewhere to you across the world. So without further ado, please tune in to Blacklisted.
To be blacklisted means you are listed among those who were under suspicion and cannot be trusted. To be blacklisted means you are denied access to a certain systems or protocols. Computer, site, network, finally society. Excitement particles to hack into the computer network. This may be over before it begins.
Yeah. So that was the world premiere of P.B.Soldier Blacklisted. Just a clip as we're finishing up the film, but we premiered part of that at BiteCon Week at KHEM Fest, KHEM Animation Film Festival last week. So now we wanted to premiere it to the world, let everybody see what you guys think of that, man. Make sure you just kind of comment, let us know what you think. You know, we've been working hard making this thing as best as we could do it. That new intro that Ron did is dope. Khadija putting this stuff together. And then I got my man John Thompson, who's going to be working on the soundtrack, just kind of putting and polishing that up. So we'll be working heavily during the summer, just making it happen. And now, you know, like I said, we super excited about this. So, I mean, we've been doing a whole lot. You know, we're thankful for everyone who's been tuning in. You know, thank you. But please make sure that you do a few things. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the Futures Black podcast. And we want to thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. And next week, we're going to run it back with the KHEM Animation Film Festival replay, where we will have a number of the creators of the films. Like I said, we're going to have 14 films from across the diaspora, across the country. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all watch. We're going to reveal a number of the awards from the actual film festival. And hey, man, we're happy. We're glad we're here. And hey, once again, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks, brother?
You know, just make sure you watch the Film Fest next week, because we got some real creative minds behind these films. I mean, they dope. You know, they worth watching. So in closing, you know, just say peace, you know, enjoy life.
Oh yeah, man. Stay with that, man. Stay with that. So peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you all for tuning in. And you know, with that, we're going to sign off. Peace.